Good morning and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies Academy Healers Training Tele Summit 2020. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you our expert teacher trainer today. A highly intuitive healer, she began helping people from the tender age of 16 with dream interpretations and has since then added magnified healing, pranic healing, angel work, and much more to her bank of intuitive healing. She believes in magic, experiences it daily with answered prayers in life, and she also teaches you how to create and experience this magic for yourself. Her students have had major breakthroughs, including unlocking communication issues, getting more monies, and changing life patterns. Teaching simple, effective, result-oriented solutions, she walks the extra mile to help her students. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming in our expert today, Siddhi. Hi, Siddhi. Welcome in.
Thank you so much. Namaste, everyone. Wish you all a very good morning today.
Super delighted to have you here, Siddhi. So, Siddhi, candle magic, what's that all about?
Neelu, I'll just tell you it's all about magic to begin with. And in my life, it started off with the very same feeling. So I'll tell you what happened. I was looking out for a solution for one small problem which was existing in my life. And because of the duration I was facing it, it had become very big in my mind. And I didn't know how to resolve it until I met with one of my friends and she told me, why don't you set some lights? I was like, this has a positive sound to it. And she told me, believe me, it is magical. And as a child, from my childhood till now, I've always believed in miracles, in magic, they do happen. So it was like a ring in my ears and I totally loved it. So I started getting to know a little more about it. To a point, I went ahead, I learned a lot of things about it, and I applied it to my life. And I had unbelievable results in some of my fronts, including the problem for which I was looking out for solution for a very long time. And I really take it like a magic that happened to me in my life, and I wanted to go ahead, spread it to others. And trust me, Neelu, lot many people I've taught spells to, lot many people I've taken these workshops for, have had phenomenal results in one or the other area in their life that was really, really very important, and that is nothing short of magic in their life. So let me now ask you something. Neelu, do you end up in, because you are representing so many people who are on the call right now, you are the voice for them. So I'm asking this to everyone. Do you guys remember any stories from your childhood?
And while we wait for people to write that in, Siddhi, I actually don't remember too many. As in, do I remember stories being told or read?
Both.
Both. Okay. Told, I don't recall too many. Read, plenty. I've been an avid reader, so yeah, I remember the stories I've read. Yes.
Okay. I'm waiting for others' response before I go ahead and start. Do you remember any stories from your childhood?
And we're just waiting for people to write in and let us know. Yes, many. Everyone's wishing you a good morning, and they're also writing in. Yes, they remember many. Yes, a few of them. Rumi says few. Somebody who goes with the name of Footprint says many. Sumati says yes.
Okay. Now let me ask you my very next question. How many of those stories have an element of magic in it?
For me, all of them.
For others?
And at Dr. says yes, all of them. And somebody said yes, a few. Rumi says, not really experienced magic. Sayali says, yes, many.
I was trying to bring about, Neelu, is the fact that ever since we are kids, we are given that hope that life is beautiful, life is magical if you believe in it. So, as kids, we found it very, very fascinating when a Cinderella with her glass shoe happens to go and meet her prince, all the way from there to our mythological stories where certain kind of people get certain kind of help, like a magical carpet, where some other people get some other kind of help. Now, I'm not talking about these magical tools, but yes, I'm talking about the magic of faith that is inside you, and magic that is with universe to give you everything that is possible, everything you would want to manifest in life. All you need to do is connect at the right time with right kind of energies in a right way, and that's about it. There are so many examples, Nilu, I can cite, like may it be a front, like a relationship in your life, or may it be money, prosperity, may it be your job where someone else is trying to bully you, someone else is just not letting you go ahead. All the way from there, just imagine and think about one front in your life that really, really needs magic. It could be as simple as a woman who wants to lead her life in a very peaceful way, but every day there's something or the other constantly coming in, not letting her do her job peacefully. And she would also need a little bit of magic in her life to go ahead and do something, go ahead and carve a new path. There are this is something I told you in the last year's Money Telling Summit also, that my connection with Mystic Lotus also happens to be a result of one of my magical spells. I didn't even know any of you guys, and I wanted some doors opening up in this field for me, and I had done a candle ritual for myself. Within 2 to 3 days time, a friend of mine who happens to be a common link, she happens to be a part of Mystic Lotus group, called me up and said, what's happening, Siddhi? And I just happened to tell her about my wish. And she's like, why don't you get in touch with these guys? And she happened to give me either your or Ambish's number. And that's how we all got connected, and a completely new door opened up in my life, which I didn't even know existed. So, which I don't think is anything less than magic in my life. Likewise, there are so many fronts, Neelu, that I can talk about when it comes to my life, when it comes to others' life, who I know as friends, who I know as students, and who I know as my clients, who have experienced this kind of a road opener or a door opening in their life.
Would you like to share a few examples with us, Siddhi?
Of course. So this is just 1 month back's story. Uh, this lady, I'll just name her Natasha right now. Natasha was in a very big problem because of lockdown, number one. Second, she was going through a lot of relationship turmoil in her life. She wanted to speak with her daughter who does not live with her currently. She lives in another town. And it was impossible to get in touch with her daughter. Number one, because of lockdown, you cannot go out and reach. Number two, the daughter was simply not interested in talking to her. Apart from that, there were a couple of reasons because of which both of them were not able to communicate. All these reasons were relationship blocks induced by some other people or some of their own belief patterns and judgments in their own life. Natasha was very upset. She took up this particular learning just for this one area in her life. That is, she wanted to improvise in her relationship. There was one particular spell that she learned as an urgent spell, and she applied it in her life. What was not happening for more than a month, Neelu, within few hours time, her daughter called her up, which was biggest of the relief that she got. Let me give you another example of a similar thing where more than anything else, relationship blocks and ego between two people was a big constraint. Uh, Again, I'm changing the name. Let's say Nisha is this lady who has had series of I cannot call it failed relationships, but issues in her life had series of issues in her relationships, maybe her family members, maybe her close friends, relatives, whoever. She was completely getting lonely in her life. Um, it was troubling her mind so much so that one day she had a very tough fight with her best friend. He also happened to bid her a goodbye and will not get in touch with her anymore. That sort of a goodbye was that. And she was even more upset. Uh, she didn't know what to do until she had to calm her energies down and realize that she needs to learn a few things in life. She needs to change a few patterns in her life. It began with a very small spell for her to release all her relationship blocks that she had created. And number two, a spell that invites happy communication between her and her best friend to begin with. And one after the other, she would take steps towards others. And Neelu, believe me, within 4 to 5 days of that particular spell that was done, she happened to be receiving a call from her best friend. Sorry, she happened to be receiving a message from her best friend saying that he really missed her. And that's where a door opened for her. And it was nothing less than magic. This happened after 2 months of not talking at all. And both of them had kept each other completely blocked. And even after unblocking for a while, there was no communication at all. And this particular spell opened up a door for her in her life where she could let go of her relationship issues. And number two, she could invite new energies in her life. So, whether it is about releasing a few things or inviting new energies, there is a little bit of magic that is required. Let me tell you story number three. She also happens to be a healer, and she was just learning the spell for more knowledge, more for just her growth and expansion. And she learned one prosperity spell which she applied in her life. Neelu, within 3 days of her spell, she received 10 students and business worth 12,000 within 3 days of conducting one particular spell, which is one of the simplest spells that can be. So, all these things that are happening in everyone's life or have happened in everyone's life because of a particular modality, because of certain change in life or corrections that they made, is nothing less than, again, I'm coming back to the same word, which is magic.
Awesome. Superb. These are, and correct me if I'm wrong, Siddhi, this lady who got 10, she did this during the lockdown period, correct?
Yes, it was just a month before.
Awesome. And there are questions pouring in. Before that, Siddhi, with your permission, I'd like to ask everybody something.
Sure.
Okay. People, the answer to this is very simple. Do you want to release and let go of communication issues? Just type in yes. Yes, and the yeses are coming in. Superb. And asking you another question. Do you want monies to come in?
Yes, from my side too.
And the yeses are pouring in. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Siddhi, Hema is asking, what is the spell and how does it work? And before that, Siddhi, I wanted to ask you, candles are something we all have used in our everyday life. How is it
Yes.
magical and where does this originate from?
Okay, so Neelu, these are very, very ancient practices. I'll break down each of your questions and answer one after the other. Last one first. It is very ancient practice, and over a period of time, it has evolved in a very big way. There are branches into it. Some people work their candles and lights with only oil lamps. Some people work with candles. Some people work with deities and angels. Some people work with elemental energies. So it is very, very beautiful because it gives you the scope of exploring your connection and your ability to work with a certain connection when it comes to universal energies. Now, where does the magic lie? A little bit of it lies with your faith within you. A little bit of it lies with the universe. And in fact, with universe, it's not little bit. It is great amount of magic. All you need to do is invite it in your life and connect with those energies. It's nothing impossible. A lot of times, I realize that if I was told that I will win a lottery worth 1 crore rupees, I would start doubting that highly because I'm not ready to accept it in my life that in one go I may receive 1 crore worth of rupees. Could be the same thing with so many other people that suddenly if you get a lot of joy and suddenly you get a blast of magic, you don't know whether you're ready for it. But the minute you're ready and you've opened up your doors, those energies are also ready to come into your life and do that little bit of twisting and do that little bit of magic and correction in your life that is going to open a door of possibilities. So, this is a very basic funda where you focus your energy flows. And when you connect with the energies of magic, where you focus, your magic flows. Now, Neelu, every coin has two sides. Okay, I'm giving you an example of Mr. ABC who goes to his workplace. There's someone else who's bullying him. So this Mr. ABC either can concentrate on securing himself and finding some protection from the city, or Mr. ABC can keep concentrating on the problem and to arrive. The more Mr. ABC is concentrating on the problem, he is giving all his magic, all his energies to the problem. The minute he is looking out for magical solutions, he's working things out, he's pouring in all his energies to get him protected, to get him that kind of door opener so that he and the other person gets along well, becomes mutually respectful. That's where he diverts all these energies and some kind of magic comes into place. So this is another basic fundamental of how you work with these energies. Second, it is very ancient. There are so many things you can date back to. Some of it also, I find it very similar to the practice of trata, where you sit with a candle, where you sit with an oil lamp, you focus with certain kind of intentions and divert all your concentration and focus only to that one thing. And that is exactly the very base of candle magic. I would like to just check with you, Niru, have I covered all your questions? If there's something not covered, please go ahead and ask.
Yes, I did lose voice for a second in between. Did you cover spells, as in what are spells and how they work, or you're getting to that right now?
Oh, no, I'm getting to
Okay,
that.
yes, great.
Thank you so much for reminding. What is a spell and how does it work? A lot of people believe it is going to be a very big ritual. A lot of people believe it is just another prayer. The way I do my regular prayers, this is going to be one another prayer where I focus on certain kind of energies, where I focus on some kind of release, some kind of manifestation, where it is both. and it is none of them. Every time you conduct a spell, it's not necessary that you'll go ahead and need a candle. It is not necessary that you go ahead and, I'm sorry, and need a particular kind of a setting. You need yourself to begin with. So the very first story of Natasha, where I told you that mom and her kid were not able to talk for a month, and something magical happened, and both of them got in touch. The daughter happened to call her. Neetu, that was the spell she did only with a paper and a pen. There was nothing more. Nothing, absolutely nothing more. So what is working here? It's not the candle that's working. It is the intention and the energy that you put in a certain way. So in that particular spell, I had a connect with energies of nature, and I had a do this particular kind of spell, and I taught her in that particular fashion. So that's how it is. There are spells that require you to sit and do some kind of rituals where you need a candle, where you need certain kind of oil, where you need certain kind of herb, and you make a proper ritual out of it. While there are spells where you will just need one paper, one pen, and 15 to 20 minutes with yourself. You, your time, a pen and a paper. That's it. While there are spells where you need only and only certain herbs that are available in your kitchen, and you can just go look up for those herbs and you're set. There are certain spells where you need just a glass of water, just a bowl of water, and that's it. And there are spells where you just need one oil lamp. That's it. So they get into a lot of different categories where you can define them in so many different ways. But in a very nutshell, a spell is a work of magic where either you work it to release something out of your life, like if you were to change certain kind of repetitive pattern in your life, if you were to change some kind of belief pattern, if you were to work with your soul contracts, all the way from there, you wanted to release some kind of toxicity from your aura, if you wanted to release some kind of health issues, all the way from there to if you wanted to manifest something in your life. So there are different goals for different people. Tell me, in fact, I would like to hear from people what is it, which area of their life they want to open up to receive magic. Which area of your life would you want to open up to receive some magic? Please tell us, and if you have questions regarding them, why don't you put them up?
There are questions pouring in, Siddhi. Shubhi is asked, do we have to invite magic consciously via spells, or just by thoughts also we invite magic?
There are a lot of ways you can invite magic. Well, it only depends on how much of power with which the magic needs to come into your life. Let me give you one more example. There's this lady I know who had a very difficult time at her office. Her bosses would not even let her get into the office. She was made and forced to work from home. Now she needed immense amount of magic so that she could work certain things out and reverse the situations for good. She didn't mean any harm, no nothing, but there was some very small confusion because of which immense amount of problems and series of unfortunate things happened with her. It all started with her thoughts and intentions, which led her to do more things in her life. Because as she started working with thoughts and intentions, she reached to a platform where she could communicate with the bosses well. After that, there was more magic required, and she went ahead and did 5 to 7 rituals, and that just made the entire process speed up. So yes, it is a fact that your thoughts also carry some kind of magic, but sometimes you need little more to work with it. We do daily prayers. Then why do we go ahead and do one very special Lakshmi Puja? Why do we go ahead and do one special any other kind of puja or Diwali puja or maybe invitation to some energies and we do Griha Shanti and so many other things? in between the year, in between a fortnight, every Poonam will do some kind of puja, every Amavasya will do some kind of release. Why is it that we do? If we do our daily prayers, it is because we need little more warmth in our life. We need little more magic. We need little more miracles in our life. And that gives us peace, that makes us shift from one place to the other. And there's a lot more that goes with it.
Fantastic. And of course, Siddhi, all this is part of your teachings.
Yes, it is.
Superb. Bhavna asks, does this magic help us from keeping some negative people away? Like not wishing anything bad to them, but just keeping them away so that their energies don't disturb us.
Yes. So the very last example that I gave you, and exactly that. The lady didn't want to hurt or harm anyone. She just wanted to be hurt and protect herself from whatever was coming her way. There are very, very powerful spells to protect you from any harm, number one. Number two, if there's anything negative in your aura, there are spells which you use to just cleanse yourself. I never promote harming anyone else, but I always promote protecting yourself, opening doors for yourself, and making your life better with these kind of workings.
Amazing. And I love the fact that what you just mentioned about intent, the whatever you do, your intent is what makes it positive and great. And that's what you should go in with, right?
Yes, right. So, Neelu, it's like one coin, two sides. Some people would feel that, you know what, protecting myself from others is the way out. Some people feel, uh, if he and she might go down, that is the kind of protection, then I'll not have any problem. Eventually, if you see, what they're looking at is some kind of security. And what we are forgetting when we are in a particular situation is the karmic baggage also that we are creating when we are asking for energies and everything else. When you're asking for positive things, you are creating positive karmas. But when you are not very positive about others, what you're giving away is not of that nature. Just think about the karmic baggage that you are creating for your own self. Today, you might get happiness. I don't know what's happening going forward.
Right. And people are writing in with what they want to do. Before that, very quickly, okay, this is very interesting. I don't know this person's name, but their name shows up as Footprint. Footprint asks, can we do this can the spells be done for others, or can we only do it for ourselves?
So when you learn it, you can do it for yourself, your family members, your plants and your animal friends, your relatives, clients, whoever you think is existing in the universe. You can do it for a deceased souls, or you can do one spell for your ancestors. So for anyone's peace, anyone's guidance, you can go ahead and do a spell.
Fantastic. And people have written in, Siddhi saying, okay, Footprint once would like to know, but has concerns with money. Daktarni says love. Anjana says daughter spell. Rashmi says financial abundance. Rumi says can't ask money for my service. Meeta says health and money. Someone unnamed says relationships and communication. Anjana says spiritual growth. Benita career, Vaishali finance. Himali health, wealth and relationship. Samina says wish to heal my perennial skin problem. So skin problems also can be done with this? I mean, taken care of?
Yes, Neelu, skin problems are very, very deep-rooted. Sometimes when you get into the details of it, you might also find these issues are emotional. And those energies have led your physical body to react in a certain way. And this time, it is skin. There are a lot of health issues that need a lot of cleansing. There are a lot of health issues that have got recovered with candle spells or with oil lamp spells. There are spells available for them. there are so many people who just spoke about monies, finances, career growth. So in whatever way you just spoke out, I saw three main categories. One is health, second is career and finances, and third is relationship. Well, are we all ready to experience some magic in this?
Yes.
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 Yes. So I'll tell you a few things, and which are just the examples with which I've seen people experiment or experience. Experiment is a wrong word. They just experimented with that, and what came into their experience is a very, very great change. So, with prosperity, there are very simple spells you can do only with herbs. Herbs like your turmeric, your cinnamon powder, and yes, you can go ahead and do it. Um, Today, we are going to go ahead and have an experience of one very small spell that I have for each one of you. It is going to be number one, protection. People who don't want to do it for self protection can use a little bit of cinnamon powder, and I'll give you a statement when we are going to go ahead and experience it. And people who want to work with protection and health, please go ahead and use a little bit of turmeric powder. Do not be bogged down if you don't have cinnamon powder or turmeric powder. Please go ahead and write whatever you have. We will guide you. I will guide you as to what you can use. All you will need is a diya. All you need, if not a diya, a candle, and how we are going to go about in a few minutes time to work on these fronts of your life. I'll give you 5 minutes where you, and I'll guide you as to what you're going to do in these 5 minutes, which is going to be extremely basic. You can do it today, and you can do it every day going forward for a week, and see the way your energy is shifting. In fact, I'm very sure a lot of it you will see it shifting today only.
Superb. So you're giving us 5 minutes to just
Yes,
get things
if there are
organized.
no more questions, yeah. If there are, so let us go ahead with one or two questions more, and it'll give everyone some time to prepare for these things as well.
Right. So Poonam says, bring harmony between few family members. Preeti says, need help in financial blockages. Badly stuck since 5-6 years. Kavita says, purpose of life. Beena's asked, could we do the collective spell for the whole world to heal right now?
Yes.
Kanchita says, difficult situations in life due to relationship problems. How can I avoid negative people in the family and be protected? Shweta says, controlling someone else's anger, Siddhi.
You can help them receive more peace. You can send unconditional love energies towards them. Do not try and control someone else's mind. You can aid them with all possible love energies, calming energies, and all that, and let them soak in those energies, and it will happen on its own. When they are open to receive it from your end, go ahead and speak with them that this is what needs to be addressed in their life, and when they are open, you can go ahead and do some work for them. But please do not go and try and control someone else's mind. Let everyone live with their own free will.
Right. Tell us a little more about this, Siddhi, because there are people asking the questions like remove issues with a builder.
Okay. So, first of all, I'll continue with the anger point, and then I'll come to this builder point. Neelu, if I don't, but if I have a parent who is constantly nagging, or if I have a life partner who is not willing to understand what I'm trying to say, and before I say something, he would just go and flare things up, and he would just start judging me and things like that. Do I need to really go ahead and control his mind, or do I need to change little bit inside me also, that every time he or she looks at me, he finds that calm. He starts understanding me and change that side about me. I can also give him energies where, he opens up to different perspectives. He opens up to understand others and not control his mind. Again, what I was telling you, that there's a coin and there are two sides. Eventually, what you want is happening. Then please do not start treading on someone else's will, someone else's life. Do it in a very gentle yet powerful way, and you're sure to reach your goal. Now, if there are issues with builders, largely it is going to be regarding some kind of property issue, regarding some kind of money issue or possession issue. Number one, what you need to do is first of all cleanse all the kind of energies that you've built up, all the kind of judgments that you've built up. Cleanse the kind of pattern you've built with this builder. Then you can go ahead and invite new energies that makes them come on the same page as you and is happy to negotiate things out with you. So yes, these kind of things are possible. There are property spells, there are spells available for all these things.
Superb. And some questions about this coming in. Is the cooking oil okay? Can we use tea light candles?
You can use tea light candles, you can use mustard oil or sesame oil preferred. If not, you can go ahead and use coconut oil, any kind of cooking oil. Yes, it works. If you want to simply work with ghee, super. You can go ahead and put some ghee from your temple, and yeah, you can work with this spell. You can use turmeric powder, you can use cinnamon powder. If you don't have any of them, you can go ahead and take a little cloth and put it in your diya next to candle. I'll explain it to you how you need to do it.
Fantastic. And people are ready. Somebody's asked, Siddhi, I have both turmeric and cinnamon. Like, can she use them both?
For relationship and protection, ask the person to you. Oh, okay, he or she is listening. I'm very sorry. So if you if you have a relationship that you want to work on, please use cinnamon powder. If you want to work on protection, please use turmeric. If you need some kind of release or cleansing, please use turmeric. If you need uh, prosperity in your life, use both. So you can just make your spell more powerful by using a pinch of both. That's okay.
Fantastic. Anjana's asking, are you going to show? You'll be lighting it with us, Siddhi?
No, I will be here not putting myself into the act, because if there are any questions coming up, I would want rest of them to focus and I would want to be guiding.
Superb. I think we're ready and good to go.
Okay, so all I want you guys to do is have your diya or your candle in front of you. If you have your diya, put your oil, put your ghee, your wick, just ready the diya in front of you. As soon as you've done it, what I want you to do is take the diya between both your hands or take your candle. So if you are working with your candle, take a little bit of oil, apply it all over the candle. First of all, apply it all over the candle and take the candle or your diya between both your hands. I'm giving you a few seconds so everyone is ready before I go ahead and give more instructions.
Ready and holding.
Okay. So when you're holding it, now you can put your phones on speaker or on your headphones and keep it aside for a while. You don't need to see me anymore. What you need to do, first of all, tell yourself that I believe in magic of universe. Then to your diya, if you're looking at protection, you say that as I light this diya, it creates it creates a beautiful protective shield all around me. Universe is creating beautiful protective shield all around me, that shields me from all negative emotions, all negative energies, and everything that can be termed as negative, and so be it. Spend 2-3 more minutes before you put your pinch of turmeric powder or cinnamon powder or both of it into it, and again continue praying with it for another 2 minutes. People who are looking at relationships, uh, empowerment, hold the diya between both your palms and say that as I light this diya today, it surrounds me, the energies of unconditional love surround me to repair all the relationships in my life or to repair all the challenging relationships in my life. People who are looking at inviting more prosperity, career growth, opening up of new avenues, what I'm giving you are my words. What you are facing are your own challenges. I would want you to change or tweak a few words that are suitable for your conditions right now, as I'm not able to, as I will not be able to talk to each one of you because it is going to take a lot of time, but make these words suitable for your condition. People who are inviting money energies, please say that I believe in the magic of universe, and as I light this diya today, money energies of universe will start surrounding me to open new doors and avenues for me in my life. People who've prayed over it for 2 minutes can go ahead, put a pinch of your powders, and again go ahead and pray for 2 more minutes. You can energize your work by chanting Om, chanting simple Om over it. When all of you all have used all your herbs and prayed over it for 2 minutes, please keep it in front of you. And while lighting the diya, make the very same wish once again. Take a matchbox, take a lighter, whatever you have, and light the diya. While lighting the diya, make the very same wish once again and concentrate on the flame. Let the energies of these flame be absorbed by your eyes. Focus only on the flame, nothing else. Now close your eyes for a minute and visualize yourself either with a protection shield, which is all around you. People who wish happy relationships, visualize yourself having those relationships in your life with you right now. And people who are planning to grow ahead in life, close your eyes, make a visual, and when you open your eyes next time, give this visual to the diya, to the candle, in the very same flame, for it to reach higher and go up. Put all your focus only in doing this.
That was so nice, Siddhi.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone is able to experience that peace, that energy.
Let's give all of them a few minutes
Yes.
and put their experience in. Just wanted to share, Siddhi,
Yes.
that for me it was in my visual. I did for the protection. I used haldi, and it was I was in a ball of white energy surrounded by a shield of purple protection.
It's quite beautiful.
Would the colors signify anything?
Yes. Yes, they do. So, violet is the main protector light. When any negative touches the violet, it disintegrates all the negatives instantly. It induces forgiveness in someone. Green is color of healing. Yellow is color of energy. It is the color of immunity. It is the color of emotions. Orange is the color of your sacral chakra, lower dantian. That is the main source of the energy that your body gets. Blue is protective. Pink is unconditional love. So there are many people who see very different colors. White is a culmination of all the colors, and it is supposed to be the purest and the best. So every color has a significance, yes.
Oh, superb. Jaspreet says, very peaceful.
Thank you.
And she has a question, which is, we can do the protection or any other spell for one person per diya, or one diya for a group as well, with the
You can
same
do
wish.
it. Okay. You can work with one diya for a group as well, but energies will be diverted. Doing one diya per person in the kind of energies, in doing one diya for an entire group in the kind of energies you are able to put and the universe is able to churn is always different. There is a difference when you work with a group. You need to put in more efforts. You need to generate more energies versus when you're working only on one person.
Right. Anjana says, it was a divine experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Reshmi's asked, cinnamon, when to put it?
I'd asked you to put it as so when you were praying over your candle, over your diya, you prayed for 2 minutes, then you put the cinnamon powder. Once again, you prayed for 2 minutes, and after that, you lit your candle.
Nice. Swati says, surrounded by golden light.
Wow.
And Pooja says, I saw green light with a sizzle.
With a
With a sizzle.
Okay.
So maybe
Wow.
like a sparkle or like a sizzle would be, well, it's like lit up and bright and sparkling with energy likely. And Mritula, okay. So Siddhi, we've gotten to know who Footprint is, and she's Mridula, and she's learned spells from you.
Okay. Hi.
Can can we have her on, Amrish? It would be amazing to hear from somebody who's learned from Siddhi and what their experience has been and how they're still applying it. Okay, and while we see if Mridula can be unmuted, Rajni says, I'm in the Suraksha Kavach. Samina says, saw myself surrounded with bright light, more on the right side. Himali says, so orange light and powerful. Sayali says, I could see orange and green. And I'm so sorry, I seem to be echoing. I'm going to try and step away from the phone for a few seconds. And once we have Mridula on,
I'm very happy for the kind of experiences people are having. It's really beautiful. So as I told you all, there are different colors of energies that empower. So these were the energies that were empowering you. So the ones who saw orange light, your sacral was getting empowered. That is essentially the chakra when you want to manifest good relationships or more money in your life, you want to work on. The energies of green is healing energies. Any area in your life that needs healing, those energies did come for you. People who saw white light, that is purest of the light, that cleanses you, that empowers you with the kind of energies you would want in your life. That, energy and magic is a very smart work. When you ask for your highest good, you don't know from where it is going to come. You don't know which door is going to open. Like I gave you all my own example, that I wanted a door opening and I just left it open. I surrendered myself, and from a completely unknown, yet very dependable because it came through a friend. But until then, a source that was completely unknown for me opened up for me. Likewise, the people who depended on me and did some kind of prosperity spells, within 2 to 3 days' time, she got 10 students during lockdown, and she could make 12,000 rupees in just one go. Likewise, if she continues doing it, I'm very sure that her energies will be empowered and she will go ahead and make more. Same goes for relationship. The one lady who started working on changing her pattern, one lady who started working on her relationships is definitely at a better stage. She has started with developing a very great relationship with her own self right now, and moving towards, improving her relationship with her family members, her friends, and everyone else who is around her.
Somebody with the name of Vahiraji is asked, for continued benefits, should it be done daily and for how many days?
Because this one is a very small spell, do it for a week, rest it. You don't need to continue. Just observe the kind of changes that happen in another 15 days' time. After that, if you feel like, go ahead, do it once again for a week. So you don't need to do it continuously, putting your energies every day. Alternatively, there are specific days for working for prosperity. There are specific days when you want to work on your relationship on those specific days, you can go ahead and work these spells only on those days and not do it as a weekly process. So the magical journey is very, very beautiful. It lets you decide what kind of herb you want to put in, what kind of energies you want to work with, and you can always make certain kind of tweaks and shifts as per what is suiting your own energy. So this is the beauty of working with spells. The real beauty is this.
Also, has also asked, can multiple intentions be done in a single session as in health and protection and relationship?
So, yes, they can be done. My sincere advice, please don't do it that way. I want to be the king of world, but there are steps I would want to take up one after the other. Please go in a very, very focused way. So the magic you're trying to work inside you, also the energies you are trying to work from within you, get diverted only to that particular thing. I want more money, but hey, at the same time, I want this, I want. Why don't you give yourself some kind of priorities and some kind of plan? So, initial 1 month, I will be concentrating on these energies, which are the most important for me. Next month, I will be working my magic for these particular things. Now, this 1 month is only an example from my side. You can go ahead and make timelines, you can go ahead and make a plan for your life. Well, working and thinking of a future plan in a positive way, that also can be magical for you, because that's where you train your brain to imagine, to think what you've not thought of till now.
Fantastic. And obviously, Siddhi, all of this is part of your teaching, right? In the course,
Yes, yes,
explaining
yes, yes. Of
the
course.
when, where,
It
how.
goes, yes, Neelu. So this all is part of my teaching, but it goes far deeper into so many different things. So, for an example, if you need to set your altar, how is it that you can make it, really lively, really constructive? What kind of things you need to keep, all the way from there to certain kind of incantations, all the way from there to different kind of shapes and basics of candles, all the way from there, what will you do if you do not have an access to all these things? To making your own things, like making your own oil, making your own mix of herbs and mix of certain powders, that so that you don't have to depend on either buying them or someone else making it for you. So all these things in detail are getting covered in my workshop, in the entire course that I'm offering.
Fantastic. Okay, there's an interesting question from Shikha. Are we putting the cinnamon in the oil or sprinkling it
Yes.
on the fire?
No, you are putting it in the oil. Please do
Again,
not sprinkle it on the fire. It might just become larger than what it is. And it could be harmful. You always need to know your safety, right? And that also comes as a part of the entire process.
right. Siddhi, what if the wick or the candle burns out before the oil or the wax is completed? What if it goes off? Does that signify anything? And if not,
Yes.
can we relight it?
You can always go ahead and relight it for another 2 to 3 goes. It always signifies something. So all you need to do is you need to study the flame, the way it is particularly rising up. So when I sit and do these kind of workings, and when some of you know that I hand make the candles that I work with, so I know what has gone behind every candle. Certain candle flames shoot up like a sword, and the flames are almost larger or half the size of the candle. Some of them are as tiny as, very tiny Diwali bulbs. Now each one of them have a meaning to it. The way they are burning, the way your candle runs down, the way it creates some kind of shapes on the plate, on the tray where you're arranging everything. All these are a part of your reading into how your spell has gone. And that is what you're going to learn as a part of this particular workshop as well. There are too many details into it to put forward right now, Neelu.
Fantastic. And particular days, Siddhi, this is a question in from Reshmi. For example, which day for relationship and job and which day for financial blockages? So it's interesting. Are there particular days that you do a particular spell, or it could be for anything that is on your mind?
Largely, when you're working with your finances, please do it either on a Wednesday or a Friday. You can use a green candle. If you are working it out for your relationship, do it on a Friday, and you can also do it on a full moon. Use a pink colored candle for that.
And again, part of the teachings, right?
Absolute. These are very basics of it. What we go is far deeper than this. So this happens in the very first class.
Superb. In fact, Hansa has asked the question which you've just answered, but I'm going to repeat it, is how to cleanse the kind of energy and pattern using Diya. What are the powerful spells that could be used daily? Can it be done daily while prayers in the morning and evening, as in while doing puja? And where to keep the Diya and what's the procedure?
Okay, there are too many questions and too many details into it. So where to place your diya? Every direction also has its significance. Um, for spirituality, it would be northeast. So where you need to place your diya, what you need to place next to your diya. Neelu, please don't mind repeating the question once again for me to absorb all the details that she's asked for, so I can get into them once again.
Right. So how to cleanse the kind of energy and pattern using Diya? What are the powerful spells that could be used daily, and can it be done daily with the puja, morning puja and evening puja? Can it be done then?
Yes. Number one, you do it daily only when you know that you're going to be able to put in that kind of focus, that kind of energy in a day. Twice, that means you will need to put in that much amount of energy twice. Magic is not about getting everything in one go. It's about working your magic and believing in it. So, if you think that I'm going to go ahead and do it once, twice, thrice in a day, that is only increasing some kind of negativity or negative energy inside you. Instead, please work with the beauty of giving your best when you're doing it only once. So instead of sitting for 15 minutes, choose to sit for 30 minutes and give best of your energies. Don't work yourself up with these things. Number two, yes, you can go ahead and do it with your routine puja, routine prayers. Idea is for you to put in your energies in a best way and your faith in universal magic in the best way. There are ways to work with changing certain patterns in your life for which you need to know whether it is your belief pattern, whether it is the life's learning pattern which is getting repeated in your life, whether you've learned something out of it and what is it that needs changing. Only then you conduct your spell, which is not an easy spell which you can just go ahead and do it. Why? If you know that there's only some kind of emotion that you need cleansing with. So, for an example, if a person knows that the person has a lot of anger issues, one can concentrate on the flame, on the light, and receive energies of peace. Work with those things, work with those emotions more. And if you need to release that anger out and give it to the flame, please do that. And for working on the patterns of your soul contract, of your learning, of your belief system pattern judgments, you need little bit of working before you go ahead and do your spell. Any other question, Neelu, of all these questions that I've not been able to answer?
You've done well. Thank you very much. Vinya's asked what to do with Diya to be used, and there is another question here. It says, where should we dispose of residue? In the dustbin or out
Your
of the house?
voice isn't clear. Can you?
Okay, is it clearer now?
Can you speak something more?
Is it loud? Is it clear now?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, I do.
I'm asking the question for Vinita. What to do with the diya? Can we reuse it? And Pooja has asked, where do we dispose the residue? In the dustbin or out of the house?
No, so what I do is, yes, I do wash my diya and reuse it. You can go ahead and do it. Do it very respectfully. Don't place it in a place where it's not clean, it's not nice. Residue, all the wicks, all the candles that I collect, I wrap them up properly in a paper bag and I leave it below a tree from where it is going to be picked up and going for some kind of renewal or reuse for good environment. I don't flush it. I don't do anything else with it. And that is absolutely fine.
Great, thank you. Nikita's asked, what if you're chanting something by closing your eyes and the diya or the fire lamp goes off, either by own or by the emptiness or by the fact that the ghee or the oil has been consumed?
If the ghee or the oil has been consumed, that's completely fine. If it has gone off on its own, and if it is due to wind, completely fine. Go ahead and light it. If there was no reason for it to go off, then you need to get into know a little bit more about why it happened and what kind of energies were you connecting it with, what kind of prayer were you making, and now what will you need to do in order to you know do your spell work properly. Does it require more empowerment? Do you need to do something more, or do you need to let go of something before you go ahead and do your next spell or light this candle again?
Right. Bina's asked, what about if we are using a tall, thick candle? Do we need to keep it full burning or can we blow it off and after how long?
So I have a candle to show right now. This is quite a bit. Uh, I can burn it till here in first go, till here in second go, till here third, four, five. So likewise, I can make it like a 7 days spell with the same candle. Where what I'm doing is one day I'm sitting with it, I'm giving some time, I'm not blowing it off, I'm just letting it go. So either I'm using a snuffer or I'm using some other medium which will just allow the flame to go off without blowing it out. The very next day, I will come to the same place. I cannot change the space. I will come to the same space, do my prayers, light my candle, and likewise, I can use my candle for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. I think you shouldn't stretch it more than 7 days.
Fantastic. And this is, I guess, this is where the setting up the altar and the certain rituals to be followed as a process concept comes in, right, Siddhi?
Yes, it does. So that's why you need to know a lot of things thoroughly. There are a lot of myths around these things that you shouldn't be doing it in a particular way, you shouldn't be doing it in some other way. While there are so many things that you can work with, and so there are boundaries, but within the boundaries, there are so many options that you can work with. All you need to do is know your boundaries right, know your energies right. This particular workshop opens you up to all kind of opportunities and all kind of things. And one very specific thing that I always address is we are in India. There are only certain kind of herbs and certain kind of spices available with us. But most of the times we do not know what kind of spices we need to work with, because otherwise what we've learned from so far are either herbs available in Western countries, we'll have to order through certain specific ways, and we don't know how to go about. Well, I've got most of the herbs that are Indian, or if they are not Indian, they are readily available in India, something like a rosemary, something like a thyme, and it will set you in a way nice, beautiful way. So yes, there are boundaries, but within the boundaries, there's so much that you can do that makes the entire working very, very beautiful.
Fantastic. There's so many questions coming in, like which day is good for money, how long does the process take, what to use for releasing anger, which day and herb, is there a specific time favorable to do this, can we do it weekly, only once? So I'm going to ask everybody else, Siddhi, and everyone needs to answer with a yes on WhatsApp. Do you want to release anger? Yes. Yes. Do you want to release frustration, confusion, stress? Yes, yes. Pour it in, write it in. You've got to type yes into the WhatsApp group. Do you want a simple process with no complications? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Do you want to receive more monies in life? Yes, yes, say yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yes, with two hands up.
Do you want to use a simple process for manifestation?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Do you want access to simple tools that can help you create?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to know the specific days and times of when you can do what? Yes.
Yes.
Absolute yes. And that, Siddhi, is everything and more that you will be covering, correct?
Yes. Far more than that.
Superb. And the yeses are pouring in. Thank you so much for your yeses. And with that, with these questions that I've asked everyone back, Siddhi, could you give us an overview of what the learning would be all about? Because that would cover a lot of these questions as well.
Yes. So the learning about this workshop is going all the way from the very basics. Like just we all are all the questions that we are receiving right now, Neelu, is about the very base of which day, what you need to conduct, which color. If I wanted to do prosperity, what can I work with? If I wanted to do relationships, what can I work with? If I wanted to do just change in my belief pattern or some kind of protection work, what do I do? All the way from there to knowing about the magical properties of each and every herb. Every herb has a magical property, that the way we have some kind of magic. To knowing about different kind of materials, different kind of oils, the kind of magical properties they have, to combining all of them and making your own one very powerful magical ritual is all about this. Apart from that, when you add layers of magic with your incantations, when you add layers of magic, when you connect with your angels, with your deities, with your ancestors, animal spirits, knowledge about angels, animal spirits, all that will also be included with this course. Making about your own little potions, making about your oils, your way of using water and other things, to conducting spells using only herbs, using only pen and paper, to simplifying all the concepts is what is all going to be a part of this particular workshop. And at the end of the workshop, there are going to be certain spells where I will be sitting with you, guiding into doing those spells. So I will be doing some spells with you when it comes to prosperity, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to protection. Those spells I will identify and put it across for you. And it does not stop there. There are going to be review classes, which is a small test of sort. It is not like an exam, but it is small test of sort. Whatever you've learned, I will review. Whatever you want to do more, you will review. There will be nice and fair question and answers, and how to progress ahead, how to still empower certain kind of energies more, and what is it that you can work with within the same boundaries, and you can get creative with your own spells. So there are going to be 5 review sessions along with the workshop that comes as a compliment from my side.
Oh, superb, superb. So if I just summarize this very quickly, the entire set of work, the entire learning process would include making your own altar, learning candle spells and how to cast them, making your own oils, and working spells with only herbs that are easily accessible, like you're already sitting in your kitchen. Also working with oil lamps and knowing and connecting with, as you mentioned, your deities, your angels, and your guides.
Yes.
And you'll be also teaching incantations to go along with these separate individual spells, right?
Yes.
Superb. Are there any prerequisites, Siddhi, for learning this?
Number one needs to be open to explore. One needs to have faith, and that's about it.
Superb. So anyone and everyone can come in for this.
Yes, there is no age part to this. There is no other limitation that stops you from believing in magic, and that's how there are no limitations in practicing and learning this modality as well.
Fantastic. And of course, I forgot to mention that in this entire process, you will also be learning how to practice the spells with Siddhi, and you are also giving 5 review classes as an additional bonus for everybody. And how would you be conducting your calls, Siddhi, for the workshop?
Be on Zoom the way right now it is, but it will be a separate setting where what I do, what I want to work with also is shown to you on a separate table, so you are able to understand, see how the altar is made when I'm making one for you, and how things are placed when I'm doing it for you. So it is going to be like a video class on Zoom.
Oh, fantastic. And you're also going to be actually setting it up so they get to see, and it's not just left to the imagination and with you just giving the instructions. Oh, that's fantastic. That's absolutely superb. And are there any levels to this, Siddhi? Is
There
there like a basic and going up and onwards and something else? How does this entire thing work?
Yes, so there are a few people who would just want to learn about only candles and herbs and not want to get into. So there are parts to it. Candle magic, the basics are always same. And there are parts that just add a lot of layers and a lot of magic to it. So more parts you learn, the more magical your journey gets. The more ideas of working only with. So there are spells where you work only with incantations. There are spells you work only with paper and pen. So there's so many things. So one part of it is working only with candles and herbs, and there are other parts to it which I say is an advanced level, because that includes so many other things that you can work with and make your dreams come true. So
Fantastic.
so one part has knowledge only about doing spells with candles and herbs, while others will go into knowing about incantations, knowing about angels, and so many other things that um, that is available for them to work with.
And the second part that you mentioned would also include candles and herbs, right?
Yes. So it is
Okay.
an advanced
So the
level.
candles and herbs, right?
Yeah, so the only
Please,
difference
please
in
continue.
this, yeah, so only difference in this is number of sessions. So people who are taking candles and herbs only have so many sessions, and people who are taking the entire course have more number of sessions. This is going to be all together 30 hours, minimum 30 hours workshop for them with free. How it works, Neelu, is I need to deliver certain kind of knowledge. So I do not stop anyone from questioning and stopping me for an entire class to understand certain things more. And if that happens at any point of time, I increase the number of days or increase the number of hours that I require to deliver the knowledge properly. So this happens from my side. I have defined so many modules that I need to deliver. So if it needs more number of hours, so be it. I will go ahead and give more number of hours. But the basic difference between only candles and herbs and all inclusive is a number of sessions that one is undergoing and learning about to advance
Correct.
themselves, or from all the way working only candles and herbs to making it very holistic and understanding so much more.
Fantastic. And how long before people can start practicing for themselves or doing it for others, Siddhi?
Oh, so this one thing I always take care of. With every class, I progress my students in a way that by the time they've ended with the entire thing, they will be able to practice it for themselves, their relatives, their friends, and their clients. So by the time they are going to go ahead and finish all the classes on the workshop, in the workshop, they are going to be able to poised to do work for their clients as well.
Oh, fantastic. So the course coverage, whatever the amount of period or time that you spent on it, as soon as it's over, you're ready to do for self and do for others.
Yes. So
Fantastic.
I've made the practices in every module, every class in a way that not only gives examples, practical knowledge, but it also makes them work their mind out, make their practices go from very basic to advanced with every time they are taking the class with me. Yes.
Superb. So quickly asking everyone, and you know the answer to the ladies and gentlemen, and I want to see it on WhatsApp. Are you ready to start candle magic for yourself? Say yes, 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 yes. Just say yes. You just have
I'm
to say yes.
adding to this, I'm just adding one more line. Are you ready to experience magic in your life?
Yes, absolutely yes. And I love everyone's right yes in. Thank you so much. This is amazing. And the yeses are pouring in. With that, Siddhi, the candles and herb package, what is on offer for us?
Well, now this is where the interesting part starts, Neelu. So, the original price of only the candle and herbs package, where I mentioned that it is a very basic, is 17,500. Well, I'm offering it for 16,000 for everyone. But there's something more interesting. If someone wishes to learn the entire thing, everything that we just spoke of, which costs usually 24,500, is going to be costing only 18,000 in this. So with only 2,000 rupees extra, one is going to learn the entire thing, all the things that we just mentioned and spoke of, and it does not stop there. The very first 5 buyers will get it 50% savings, 12,225. And there's one more to it. They will have 3 spells of their choice as an offer, where I conduct healings and 3 spells of their choice for them.
Wow. That is super amazing. So fantastic. Superb. Really, really superb. I'm just going to quickly just repeat that for everybody. So the candles and herbs packages, Siddhi, is normally 17,500. And on this tele summit, you get it for 16,000 rupees or USD 245 only. And for 24 hours only, because it's the tele summit, you have another fantastic offer from Siddhi. It is available for you for only 13,500 or 206 USD. And wait, it gets better and better. The entire candle magic workshop, which includes candle and herbs work as well, normally costs 24,500 or USD 373. on the Tele Summit for 18,000 only, or USD 275. Gets even better. For 24 hours, you have this at 15,000 or USD 229. Even better, wait for this. On spot, right now, 12,225 or USD 187 only, plus 3 hotels of your choice, worth 7,500, is being done by Siddhi for you. If this does not get any better, what else does? Fantastic. Thank you so much. These are superb offers, really. And in fact, the Candle Magic workshop offer right now for the first 10 buyers is, it's even lesser than just the candle and herbs. Everybody should just go for it. Go on, fastest fingers first. You get 3 bonus spells as well.
Yeah, and
Yes.
honestly, Neelu, I've never thought at this price that I'm offering. And there's so much of knowledge in every session that is going to go ahead for them. And yes, I forgot to mention, but the 24-hour offer, which almost seems like a very big saving. On top of it, the first uh, 10 people are getting 50% saving completely. On top of it, 3 spells worth 7,500. I don't think I'm going to ever give it again.
And there is a further bonus, which is worth 7,500, which is your 5 bonus review sessions
Yes.
on twice a week that you'll be doing it once the entire set of work is complete. These would normally be chargeable, and that's another bonus. So 7,500 bonus for this, and the spells bonus, which is also worth 7,000. That's 15,000.
Yes,
It's almost as it's almost as if you're asking people, you're telling people, I'm paying you, you come and learn from me.
Yes, it is like that, Neelu, almost. The only thing is, I believe in this so much, and I've seen it work not only with me, with so many other people, whether it is financially, they've seen such progress in such a short span of time. There are others who've seen progress in 2 months, 3 months, but the progress is short. So why not?
Absolutely. Why not? With a big exclamation, which is a yes.
Yes,
And our super team has set up already on WhatsApp all the offers and links. People, get those fingers moving right now. Thank you, Siddhi. This has been an amazing call, and despite a few hiccups here and there with my voice echoing, my apologies for that. It did get sorted, and may I add, the team was at the back, so was Nidhu, trying to ensure that this gets cleared up for me. So a huge thank you to them, and of course, Siddhi, the candle, after the candle lit, it also helped. I'm 100% sure of that.
so much. Thank you so much. The entire Mystic Lotus team.
With that, Siddhi, before we say bye, yes, before we say bye to everyone, is there anything that you'd like to say?
No, I'm just open to receive a lot of magic in life, and I'm open to see how many of you all are going to go ahead and experience this magic in life. Open your doors and see how this beautiful, calming, nice energies work and open new possibilities for you. So just open up and see how it can change your life. And that's all I can say.
Fantastic. And people, Siddhi will be with you on WhatsApp. So keep those questions pouring in. You have any more queries about the workshop, please ask. All our expert teacher trainers, Siddhi right here, they love being asked questions because that's how they also teach. So keep your questions going. Siddhi will join you on WhatsApp. Thank you, Siddhi. It's such a
Thank you
simple
so much.
subject. It's such a simple thing. Candles, you just made it completely magical, changing
It
how
is.
one can look at this. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
I
Thank you,
thank
dearest
you
people.
and the entire team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for spending your time with us, for allowing us to be here with you. You are a fantastic audience. And please start the magic in your lives now. With that, on behalf of Team Mystic Lotus, this is Neelu saying bye-bye, and we'll see you on our next call day after tomorrow. Until then, you're with Siddhi on WhatsApp.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
everyone. Happy magic to all.